A&E consultant in Surrey. He says, I am a consultant at a major regional hospital in Surrey. I had agreed to give an interview to an anti-lockdown activist in which I would have revealed my identity. I have since changed my mind and only feel able to give an anonymous statement. I have changed my mind simply because that all staff, no matter what grade, at all hospitals, have been warned that if they give any media interviews at all or make any statements to either the mainstream press or smaller independent press, social media, we may immediately be suspended without pay. In my opinion, and that of many of my colleagues, there's been no COVID pandemic. Certainly not in the Surrey region, and I've heard from other colleagues this picture is the same throughout the country. Our hospital would normally expect to see around 350,000 outpatients a year. Around 95,000 patients are admitted to hospital in a normal year, and we would expect to see around a similar figure, perhaps 100,000 patients pass through our A&E department. In the months from March to June inclusive, we would normally expect to see 100,000 outpatients, around 30,000 patients admitted to hospital, and perhaps 30,000 pass through A&E. This year, and these figures are almost impossible to get hold of, we are over 95% down on all of those numbers. In effect, the hospital has been pretty much empty for that entire period. At the start, staff that questioned this were told that we were being used as a redundant capacity, kept back for the deluge we were told would come. It never did come. And when staff began to question this, comments like, for the greater good and to protect the NHS came down from above. It's just along the lines of, shut up or you don't get paid. A few COVID cases that we have had get repeatedly tested, and every single test counted as a new case, meaning the figures reported back to ONS, PHE, Office for National Statistics and Public Health England, were almost exponentially inflated. It could be that COVID cases reported by hospitals are between 5 to 10 times higher than the real number of cases. There has been no pandemic, and this goes a long way to explain why figures for the UK are so much higher than anywhere else in Europe. Trust has been running empty ambulances during lockdown and is still doing it now. Ambulances are driving around with their emergency alert systems active, sirens and or lights, with no job to go to. This, I believe, has been to give the impression to the public that there is more demand for ambulances than there actually is. Staff only wear face coverings, masks and social distance when public facing. As soon as they are out of public view, the masks come off and social distancing is not observed. Indeed, jokes are made about the measures, and I have heard staff express amazement that despite warnings on packets and at point of sales telling people masks are totally ineffective and dangerous, the public still buy them because a politician has told them to. Regarding death certification, all staff that are responsible for this have been encouraged, where possible, to put COVID-19 complications as reason for death. The fact is that regardless of what you actually die of in hospital, it is likely that COVID-19 will feature on your death certificate.